Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao, and get to the Sports Rights Association of Ghana. And they have called on President-elect John Mahama to prioritize sports development as part of his administration's broader agenda for national growth. Now, in a congratulatory statement signed by the president of SWAC, Kwabena, the association highlighted key areas that require urgent attention, including increasing funding for sports, developing a comprehensive sports policy, grassroots development, and creating employment opportunities within the sector. The association emphasized that such efforts could unlock the vast talent of Ghanaian youth, fostering national unity and generating significant revenue for the country. The statement also reaffirmed the association's commitment to working with the president-elect to ensure the Ghana sports sector receives the attention and investment it deserves. Now, joining me on phone is Charles Asibey, the General Secretary of the association, for more on the statement that has come from their quarters. Mr. Charles Asibey, thank you very much for joining us on phone. First question, what informed the association's demands to the president-elect, including the call for a comprehensive sports policy?
Thank you very much. For us at the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, we see sports as a major sector of the economy. Hence, we encourage every leader to also be advised that sports is as big as the agri sector. Sports is as big as education. Sports is as big as health. We have said that if you encourage participation of sports, it creates business. It brings in revenue. Health-wise, if you play sports, you spend less on sports. So we have said that it is important for every government to take sports seriously. Now, if we go into the economics of sports, sport is intertwined. It's connected to every sector of the economy. And I feel that if we pay attention to sport, then we won't be running to IMF for loans. Normally, if you look at the net worth of the top athletes globally, I mean, the net worth of Serena Williams, the net worth of Usain Bolt, the net worth of all the top boxers we find globally, if we're able to create such stars in this country, then these athletes will be able to bring home $300 million, $500 million, and all that. And then Ghana cannot or may not even go to IMF for loans. The last IMF loan that we went for, it was $300 million. Serena Williams alone is worth over that. So what we have said that is that sports is business. If we look at the business aspect of sports, then it will affect the economy positively.
Mr.
We also think that sports can create employment.
Yeah,
and that's why we have called on the president-elect to pay attention to sports.
Interesting.
One of the major problems we have in this country.
Yeah, the point is well made, Mr. Asibey. The point is well made, really well made. But I just want to also get your thoughts on this. What the association position is on the call by many for, a further probe by the incoming government into some of the sports scandals that, occurred in the current administration. What is the association position on that? There are those who've mentioned the Australia visa scandal, the African Games and all of that, and all the other major issues that happened in this administration. Is there a position by SWAC on this call for a probe into these issues?
Zach, it depends on what we consider a scandal. On the Africa Games, what we think, for us, what is important for us is to build on the legacy of the Africa Games. If there are suspected scandals, yes, the government can look at it, but we would wish that government will build on the legacies of Africa Games. We had infrastructure, but we don't have talent. How do we develop talent? That's why we have called on the president-elect to invest in talent development, so that this infrastructure doesn't become waste. If we have infrastructure and we cannot develop talent to host competitions and win, then it's a major problem. For us, our focus is talent development, sports promotion, investment in sports, so that Ghana on the global calendar can be seen as a sports nation.
Thank you very much. Mr. Charles Asibey is the General Secretary of the Sports Writers Association of Ghana, and they've just released a statement urging the president-elect to prioritize sports, development as part of his agenda to reset the country. Now, let's stay on the aftermath of the elections, because sad news coming in is the second Hazaka's player, Kwabena Baidoo. He has been confirmed dead following a motor accident during the NDC's victory celebrations on Monday. Now, Joy Sports understands that the forward met his untimely death in the Elembele district in the Western region. Now, while the family of Baidoo have yet to issue a statement, sources have told Joy Sports that the player had been in Accra in the last few months as he was awaiting an opportunity outside the country to continue his career. Now, he was reported to have lost his life after a motorbike accident during celebrations following the NDC's victory. Now, George Dia is a freelance journalist in the Western region. He joins me via Zoom for more on this very sad incident. George, thank you very much. Just help us appreciate who Kwabena Baidoo is and whether he is currently playing for Hazakas, and also just a little bit more detail on the circumstance surrounding his death.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, George. I can hear you. Go ahead. Tell us how this very unfortunate incident occurred.
Well, before that, let me correct the notion out there that the incident happened at the Elembele district. That is, I've seen a lot of people carry that one out. The incident happened at a town called 32. That is the Hunter West district, 32. So the town called 32, Hunter West, that's where the incident happened. And yes, a brief background about Kwabena. Kwabena joined Hazakas 2020, they're about heading to the 2020-2021 season. A fine young talent who showed a lot of promise. As a 15-year-old when he joined, he played till the 2022-2023 season when he finally had to leave the club after the club's relegation from the Zonal Division 1 League. So yes, that is, I mean, from the 2020 to 2023 where Kwabena played for second year as a KSFC. It was quite unfortunate because we grew a personal relationship that went beyond football, and I had to be in touch with the family to see the progression of this young chap. But he's been in touch with several other clubs where he was trying to pitch himself up for a Premier League slot in any of the top flights. I can tell you that he trained with Great Olympics for a short period where he nearly had a chance in the first team. He has been a trial he tried with FC Samatex 1996 prior to them winning the Ghana Premier League. So Kwabena's talent was there. It was quite unfortunate that we had to
pass on this. Yeah, pass on the way he did. But I mean, let's come to the incident itself. Of course, you just clarified that it happened in a Hunter area, but in terms of what has been said regarding how he lost his life, that it was a motorbike accident and he was part of, he was celebrating NDC's victory. Can you confirm these circumstances?
Exactly. I've spoken to Emmanuel Kwam, who is the senior brother of Kwabena Baidoo. I've spoken to the sister also, who is also, who is also a neighbor that we were not staying far away from each other. So we had that kind of rapport. So when the incident happened, the first person to draw my attention was Emmanuel Kwam, who did so from his base at Tema. Then I called the sister Charlotte to also find out whether indeed the incident is true. And she confirmed and naturally broke into tears at the hospital area. And yes, so this is to tell you that indeed it is true. Then the motorbike incident is also correct. He was one of two people on the motorbike that unfortunately collided, and he has to lose their life.
I mean, you mentioned you've been in touch with the family. What have they been saying, about this incident?
Well, this morning I was in touch with Emmanuel Kwam once again. He was moving from his base in Tema to 32, where the family is currently. And per this evening's information that he shared with me, they will move Kwabena from the morgue on Tuesday, 17th of December, and lay him to rest the following day, which is Wednesday, 18th December. So from the family side, this has been the plans to wrap up Kwabena's Kwabena's body. Yes.
Well, what about the party? Have you had any information from the family of the party, NDC? I mean, been in touch with the family, in any way at all?
Well, I can't really speak to that, whether the family has had members of the leading of the party's representatives at this area visiting them. That I cannot speak to. For now, we are trying to mobilize and find a way that, as a former club, because some of the leadership of the club, they've reached out to me to ask whether I have more details about this incident. I've shared with them exactly what I've shared with you, and they are picking it up. This shows that they also show concern. As a former team, they are also prepared to support her. So to support this incident, to support the family on this incident. So for that to speak to, but whether the ruling, the member of parliament for that constituency and her representatives have been able to reach out to Kwabena, that I cannot speak to.
All right. George Dia, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it very much on Prime Sports. George Dia is a freelance journalist, and he just brought us some further detail on that unfortunate incident involving former Sekondi Hazakas, a player who lost his life during celebrations after NDC's victory. Now, to some sports bigwigs who managed to retain their seats in the just ended elections, and among them is Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf, and he retained his Yagaba Kubori seat. Now, fortunately, Executive Council member of the Ghana Football Association, Frederick Achi, was looking to represent his constituents in Parliament, or lost his seat. Likewise, the bankroller of Nsontriman Football Club. We have more for you on the sports personalities who contested in these elections and how they fared in this special report.
Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf has retained his seat as the Member of Parliament for the Yagaba Kobori constituency, but his deputy, Evans Bobi Ose, lost his re-election bid in the Isunafu North constituency in the Ahafo region. Karela United bankroller Haruna Idrisu has also retained his seat as the Member of Parliament for the Tamale South constituency. But Nsontriman owner Ignatius Bafo Ewa will not be returning to Parliament after losing his re-election bid in the Sunyani West constituency to the NDC. GFA Executive Council member Frederick Achampon's bid to enter Parliament on the ticket of the MPP in the Ahafo Ano South East constituency was unsuccessful. Younger brother of New Edibiasi FC owner Abdul Salam Yakubu, whose name is Adams Abdul Salam, retained his seat for the NDC in the New Edibiasi constituency in the Ashanti region. Hohoi United bankroller, a minister for railways development, John Peter Amewu, was also unseated in the Hohoi constituency, where he was beaten by the NDC candidate Thomas Wolanyo. Finally, former Deputy Sports Minister and current CEO of the National Youth Authority, Pius Enam Hajide, has also lost in the Esuajaman constituency.
Away from some politics to the Dansuman-based football club, the Wise 11 FC, because they've clinched their first ever Thomas Partey tournament, defeating Kowa Nassau 4-3 in a dramatic penalty shootout at the Tuba AstroTurf Park in Accra. The four-day event, which was held from December 2 to December 5, featured 12 youth teams from across Ghana, aiming to showcase their talent to scout from 8 European clubs. Well, we've got more for you on that tournament in this report.
The four-day event, which began on December 2nd and ended on December 5th at the Tuba Stotef Park in Accra, brought together 12 youth teams from across the country to showcase their talent to scouts in attendance. The initiative, backed by the Thomas Partey Foundation and JJ Sports Managers, is expected to become a key feature in Ghana football's calendar. The thrilling final saw Dansoman's side, the Wise 11, claim victory over Kwabena after a tense penalty shootout, securing the first ever championship title. Scouts from 8 European clubs, including Chelsea and Arsenal, were present, offering aspiring players a rare opportunity to showcase their skill on a global stage. Agents of Arsenal midfielder Thomas Partey, Jose Daniel Jimenez, and partner Emilio Rodriguez lauded the initiative.
For me, all the teams that in the tournament is a good team, and for me, all the player is working very hard for this tournament, and only can say thank you for all.
There is a very good level, so there is a lot of players. There are a lot of players. It's important because all the scouts are looking that it's not only 1 or 2 players that are very, very good. That the medium level, there are top 5 players. So they are thinking about that this tournament is possible to bring a lot of players to Europe. And for me, it's the most important that it's not only a tournament for 1 or 2 players. There are a lot of players that can play in Europe if they continue his progression.
Public Relations Officer for Thomas Partey, Samuel Ziga, spoke about the purpose of the tournament while expressing his satisfaction with what he witnessed.
Well, basically, the whole idea around this tournament is to unearth talent in Ghana. It's a way of giving back to society, championed by JJ Sports Managers, agents of Thomas Partey. That's the name, Thomas Partey Tournament. I mean, it's been an incredible 4-day tournament so far, climaxing today. Lots of talents have displayed their skills and dexterity on the field. It's been intensive. I mean, the intensity, the aggression, the passion they've shown on the field has been massive. And I must say the scouts from the top 8 European clubs are impressed. Like the agent said, the idea is to take as many players they could get their hands on to Europe, not just a few guys, but maximize their potential, make sure that they get players who match the European market, and I think they are on track for that. Personally, I've been impressed with the general showcase of this whole thing.
Ziga also revealed future plans for the tournament.
Yeah, this is the first of its kind, unprecedented. There are plans to make sure that we host it twice a year, twice in every calendar year, to make sure that we are able to, cover a lot of space, to get a lot of people or get a lot of players on board en route to Europe.
Well, that's all we have for you on Prime Sports tonight with me, Razak Musbah. We're going to be back same time tomorrow at 8:30. Thank you very much for your company.